Valentine's Day has come and gone, but the entertainment industry is still grappling with a lot of events recorded that day. Nigeria lost one of our most popular female pop stars, Goldie, who died immediately after arriving from the US and before she had a chance to tell us about the Grammy Awards. Also another tragedy as South African Olympian Oscar Pistorius allegedly shot and killed his girlfriend. The police believe it was intentional. And just after Valentine, the popular US TV reality star Kim Kardashian visited Nigeria to co-host a show with Dare at Alade. However, many are angry over the huge amount she was paid just to give a shout-out to Nigerians. With me in the studio today, I have a versatile Nollywood producer who will give us his take on these hot topics and also give us a look into the 2013 Oscars.
Days after the painful death of Nigerian pop singer Adebimpe Susan Filani, known by all as Goldie Harvey, medical sources at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital said she died of intracranial hemorrhage as a result of hypertension, meaning she had bleeding in her brain, which could be attributed to hypertension. The pop singer died on Valentine's Day shortly after returning from the US. US reality TV star and Kanye West's girlfriend, Kim Kardashian, was reportedly paid $500,000 for her visit to Nigeria, despite staying less than a day. The visit follows recent visits to the Middle East and the Ivory Coast. While in Nigeria, Kim co-hosted a concert organized by Dare at Alade. The concert held at the Eco Hotel Expo Hall, and reports say every member of the audience were held spellbound by the impressive mix of music, drama, pyrotechnics, visual effects, artistry, and choreography of the biggest concert experience in Nigeria. Kim was later pictured arriving in Los Angeles, and her Twitter handle said, "Just landed back home, 20 hours of flying, no big deal." South African Olympian Oscar Pistorius has won his application to be released on bail until the start of his trial for shooting dead girlfriend Reeva Steenkamp. The Paralympian nervously awaited the decision of the magistrate, who announced that he can be freed before trial. Pistorius is charged with one count of premeditated murder over the February 14 killing of Reeva Steenkamp. The popular Blade Runner bent his head and sobbed as Magistrate Desmond Nair delivered his decision following 4 days of drama at Pretoria Magistrates Court bail hearing. He said the shooting was accidental because he thought she was a dangerous intruder inside his home. The Valentine's Day killing has seized the world's attention, and there was intense focus as he was released with conditions. The teenage star of Oscar-nominated Canadian drama War Witch will get to travel from her native Congo to the Academy Awards in Los Angeles after she received a last-minute visa. Amateur actress Raquel Mwanza, who grew up an orphan on the streets of Kinshasa, received a visa to the United States earlier in the week for the Oscar ceremony. The French-language film is nominated for Best Foreign Language Film at Hollywood's annual Academy Awards. Mwanza won Best Actress awards at the Berlin and Tribeca Film Festivals last year for the role. The film, titled Rebelle in French, touches on family, love, and the possibility of finding happiness after years of trauma and war, and has been praised by critics for its sensitivity. Pop star Lady Gaga is recovering after undergoing surgery to repair an injured hip that forced the pop singer last week to cancel the remainder of her concert tour. The Born This Way singer thanked fans in a blog post on her littlemonsters.com fan website, saying the setback was just a bump in the road. The 26-year-old singer tweeted on Wednesday that she was heading into surgery to treat a liberal tear of her right hip. No timetable has been set for Lady Gaga to return to performing, and her tour operator said last week that she would need strict downtime. Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z have been named by live music promoter Live Nation Entertainment as headline acts for the Wireless Festival on July 12 and 13. Other acts will include Snoop Dogg, John Legend, Frank Ocean, Emeli Sandé, Rita Ora, and DJ Calvin Harris. Last month, Live Nation said it had secured exclusive rights in 2013 to host concerts in the Olympic Park and Stadium Complex in East London that was designed so it could be transformed into a space for entertainment, leisure, and work after the Games. Supermodel Amber Rose and rapper Wiz Khalifa welcomed the baby boy on Thursday, but gave everyone a heads up that the child was on its way when Wiz shared an adorable Instagram photo of himself. Daddy Time, the caption read, accompanying a shot of Wiz in hospital scrubs and a mask. A formal announcement revealing the baby's name followed on Twitter, saying, "Happy birthday, Sebastian the Bash Taylor Thomas." Everyone welcomed this perfect young man into the world.
So sad about Goldie. I don't know if you ever met her while she was alive.
I think a couple of times I did, but Goldie and I were never really so close. But I think it's a huge loss to the entertainment industry to Nigeria that this happened.
Yeah.
But personally, I believe this is just a wake-up call to everyone to know their state of mind with God when it gets that time for you to go.
It was such a shock. We didn't see something that you never think of in a million years. But I think what was more shocking was like the secrets that kept coming after she died. Things we didn't know about her. You know, she was married. We never knew that. And I just wondered, like, you are in the cement industry, celebrity yourself.
Well.
And, okay, you definitely had your run-ins with other celebrities. So why do you think a celebrity would decide to keep such a personal, you know, an important part of his life or her life, such a secret? Is it big to keep it like you wouldn't let anybody know you are married?
Personally, I think it's his or her prerogative to keep whatever they want to keep secret. I believe so, because you know what, the thing is, in showbiz, you live your life entertaining people, so I think certain segments of your life should be kept to you alone. You're not doing showbiz.
I kind of disagree with that, because you're a celebrity, we own you.
You don't know that. You are extremely wrong. You don't own me. You don't own me. That's the truth. No.
You decided to open your life.
That's where you're wrong. The fact that I'm an entertainer doesn't mean I've opened my doors for everybody to put their nose in my bedroom. It's nobody's business what I do. If I'm on drugs or smoking weed in my bedroom, it's nobody's business. It's between me and my God. That's what I was saying earlier. That look, Goldie's issue that happened at her death, it's painful. I felt really sad. I was hurt that it happened. But for me, every incident like this, like I said earlier, is a wake-up call for people. Whatever she was doing, if she was single or married, is her business. All right? But I just believe that, you know, as human beings, we should think of our situation, our state with God at the time, because the Bible says, appointed unto man to die once. After that, judgment. So what is your state with God at the point that it will come? Because it can come to anyone.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so that's it. So for...
And then... another thing was that, like, a friend coming up to say, "Oh no, actually, she's a husband snatcher. I was meant to get married to this guy, or I was married to this guy," and then,
you know, honestly,
and I feel that was kind of like, you know, it's not really in good taste. She's not here to defend herself. I don't think she should make such accusations. But
well, personally, I don't pry into things like that. I don't. It's really not my thing.
Yes,
I don't. Issues that happen, I'm not nosy about things.
Now, on to Dari's post-Valentine show with Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
Do you think Nigerians are justified to feel angry? Because, you know, when Rick Ross came, when Kerry Hilson came, they went around giving interviews, radio stations, TV stations. You know, they generally mixed with Nigerians. They even visited some, you know, really, not even just the nice places in Nigeria. Meanwhile, Kim Kardashian was paid like about $500,000, and she just came and said hi, and then I don't know. Do you think we should feel angry, or that's the name of the game? You know, sometimes.
Can I be very honest with you?
Yes.
I think I'm like the wrongest person to ask this question, honestly, because first of all, I want to congratulate Dari on such a show, but I didn't go because I live in Abuja and the show was in Lagos, so it was a Sunday I had to go to church, and I couldn't go to Lagos for that. For Kim coming to Nigeria, it's really none of my business what happens, really, because whoever brought Kim to Nigeria, they must have brought her for a reason. Whatever the reason was, whatever the details of the agreements were,
that's true.
We really don't know. So Nigerians should leave everybody, let things off.
Yeah,
it wasn't their money that was paid anyway.
And she probably even maybe stated that, you know, this is what I can do for this amount. Let's go to a sad thing that happened, the Valentine tragedy, where the Blade Runner,
South Africa, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Shot and killed his girlfriend. Allegedly, it was murder, as in they feel it was intentional. And I wonder, do you think, is it likely that it was a mistake? He said he thought it was a burglar. Do you think that
likely? I probably will sound like an FBI agent if I thoroughly answer this question. But the thing is, I haven't seen pictures or diagrams showing exactly what happened. I don't know.
You've not seen the white chalk?
I don't know. I haven't seen the white chalk, so I don't know where he was or where she was at the time that he fired the gun. We don't know if indeed there was any sign of breaking an entry. So we don't know that yet. But there's a possibility it could have been an accident. It's a 50-50 thing.
50?
It could be an accident,
like
but
90-10
until we see the evidence before.
Okay, some people are also saying that, you know, some girls can bring out the worst in you, you know, some girls can just, you know, keep yapping until you don't know when you bring out a gun and, you know, just shoot her head off. I don't know. For me, I think that's kind of like saying it was the girl's fault. No matter what happened, you know, she's the one that brought death upon her.
We can only sit here and speculate. We really don't know.
Yeah.
Unless you can state
but
exact facts and people's assumptions.
But do you think that a girl can actually
provoke a guy to
a murderous rage where he would...
If a girl is with a guy who we know definitely has anger management issues, and you're still with that guy, and you know he has the ability to kill people. It happens all the time. People shoot people all the time, you know, for no reason. Children kill parents, parents kill children. So I want to.
When it comes to
so if it gets to that point, if it gets to that point that you know you have a guy who has that capability, yes, a woman can push a guy to that point. Do I approve of that? Definitely not. But women can provoke men to a point that they do crazy things. I'm telling you.
Yes.
So, but I will never approve of that. It's insane. It's crazy for any guy to pick a gun and shoot. It's even crazy to kill anyone, not to talk about a human being, you know. So.
And someone that you supposedly love, you know, is so sad.
Yes, supposedly.
Okay, so now let's move on to the Oscar nominations. Who do you think will pick, you know, best movie of the year, best director?
Okay, for the Oscar nominations, I think this year I was a bit upset some people weren't picked for Best Director. Yes, I was upset that Ben Affleck wasn't picked for Best Director for Argo, because I've seen Argo. It's an amazing film. He wasn't picked for that, but was nominated for Best Picture, and Argo has gone on to win several things, Golden
I think what they were
SAG
saying was
Awards.
that he did not submit the film for the Best Director.
No, that's not true. That is totally untrue. Whoever is saying that doesn't know what he's saying. That is totally untrue. If the movie was nominated for Best Picture, then it was already definitely there for Best Director. But I was also disappointed that Catherine Bigelow, the wife of this guy that did Avatar, James Cameron, she did Zero Dark 30, and I was upset she wasn't nominated for Best Director as well. Both people were sidelined. But I think for me, the biggest person running for Best Director now would have to be Steven Spielberg for the movie Lincoln.
Yeah.
I'm giving props to him that he probably will get it, but also top runner for that as well is Ang Lee for Life of Pi. I've seen Life of Pi, no, not everything complete. I saw clips of it. I had to leave the cinema. I think it was an amazing film.
I only read the book. I've not watched the movie.
Yeah, but for Spielberg, I think I will give him thumbs up. I think probably he would win for Best Director. Okay. Now, for Best Actor, also, Daniel Day-Lewis portrayed Lincoln for Best in the movie Lincoln, also by Spielberg. I think he may probably win for Best Actor.
What about Best Actress?
Best Actress, this lady, Jennifer Lawrence. She's my top runner for that. Then for Best Supporting Actress, I think I'm going to give it to Anne Hathaway for La Miserable, for that movie. I think she did really great.
Just taking everything.
Yeah, so she's been winning a couple of things, Golden Globe, SAG, and Best Ensemble Actress. So I think she probably will win for that.
So probably no surprises. The same people who have been winning at even the
SAG Awards, the Golden Globe.
Actors Guild.
Yeah, the Screen Actors Guild. So I think she probably will win. For Best Supporting Actor, that category is very tough because we have people like Philip Seymour Hoffman, we have people like what's this guy, Robert De Niro. All the nominees there have actually won Oscars before, but I'm going to give it to Philip Seymour. I believe himself, and well, I think him. Honestly, I think him. I'm going to give it to him because he did great.
So fingers crossed. We'll soon find out if you are right. Okay, now let's come to Nollywood.
You got married to this guy. A few weeks later, he vanished to America. It's been 5 solid years. In that cold Yankee weather, you don't know how many you bought this guy.
You're crossing the line right now. How much more comfort do you need? You became eligible to file for IFI long time ago.
Sister, I will do it. I have not forgotten that I am married. I mean, I still call her. I still send money to her.
Ike, don't tell me that rubbish.
Whether the guy has been with other women or not is not enough reason for her to start sleeping around.
He loves me. He would not do anything to hurt me.
What would you do if you found out he was cheating on you?
tell you that you cannot give yourself 100% to no man.
You've entangled yourself with two good women.
This can't be happening!
Do you think that there are some good movies who can actually compete with Hollywood movies?
If you say compete to Hollywood movies now, you have to be careful which Hollywood movies, because Hollywood movies have their A-list and B-list and C-list. So we know. But hey, if you say compare, you think about it. If you look at the budget you work with and the budget they work with in Hollywood, you cannot compare. There's no reason to compare. I think we can compete. Yes, we have good stories, but how are the stories told? But looking at how Nollywood is now, people are saying our films are poorly produced. I would say a lot of our films are poorly produced because you look at the personnel and the people who make these films. How trained are we? The average filmmaker in America is trained.
Yeah.
The average actor in America is trained. Yeah. And they have the technology available to them and they have the resources. There's good financing.
Because they know they're going to make their money back.
Not all of them make their money back, I'm telling you.
No, I mean there are strategies put in place through, cinema anti-piracy laws, which are very strong there. So they know that, okay, by the time they spend, there's a good movie.
We have anti-piracy laws here. It's just the enforcement of the law that's the problem. But anyways, you see in America, the system, if you say, is more structured and you have a proper distribution framework, that I will agree with you, yes. It also helps. But the fact that they will make their money back is not the drive for them to go ahead and make the pictures. No. They make the movies because they understand the art of filmmaking. Because for an average filmmaker in America, making money is not the first drive for them to make films. Right. That I can tell you as for a given. It's not the first drive. The studios who finance the films, yes, for them it is the drive.
Yeah.
Now look at the average filmmaker's mind in Nigeria. Is the drive to make the film the need to make the film, or how creative or how deep do you want to go in your films? But anyway, yes, our films, most of them are poorly produced because of financing, because of the technical know-how, the kind of training the filmmakers have. So, but there are a few filmmakers who have decided to stand out from the crowd.
And we've actually come a long way since, 10 years ago.
Beyond 10 years ago. Beyond 10 years ago. Trust me, people have been doing films for like 17, 18, 20 years.
So what are you up to right now?
Well, I've been working on a lot of productions. My film, Unwanted Guest, that I did in New York has been screening, is on video on demand right now across America and Canada.
Congratulations.
And across the Caribbean countries. Thank you so much. It's been there. But I just finished doing a short film titled When Is It Enough that I co-produced with Stella Damasus.
What?
Right? When Is It Enough? I made that. It's just a movie that we did to fight against domestic violence. Okay. I'm a guy who's like we were saying earlier, I will not approve of a guy to kill or hurt any female or anyone at all. So this is a movie that we did to campaign against that, to draw people's attention to domestic violence. Because if you're married to a man who's violating you, if you go to the church, they'll tell you it's okay, go and pray. If you go to your mother's house, they'll tell you he's your husband. So we did this short film just to fight against that. So it's going to be out soon. We're screening in the UK and across America and also in Nigeria here. So it will be out soon.
Who are the actors in the movie?
Well, Stella Damasus produced with me, and she's starring in it. There's also Georgina Castell, and there's Agility Onwunra also. Okay. Both of them are not as known as Stella, but for me, it's about the performance, not about who the star is.
And the message.
Yes, it's the message, but the performer has to drive that message. No matter what your message is, if your actor is crappy, the message will be told wrongly. That's
okay, are you only doing movies right now? Are there some other areas you're dabbling
No, I'm not. I don't dabble into things. I think of things and I do things.
You jump into things.
I don't jump into. I walk into things with a clear head and a clear vision. Yeah. So for things I'm working on now, I just opened a boutique in Abuja and a production company, and the boutique is called School 55. I also own it with Stella Damasus. We also have Index 2 Studios, which is a major production outfit here in Abuja, and it's doing really great. We're training people, and recently we trained people in Abuja for free in a program called Action Cut. Okay. So Stella trained them in acting, I trained them in directing and producing and writing for one day intensive course for free. Okay. We did in Abuja, we did in Aba, we also did in Cameroon. a couple of years ago. So we're training and trying to develop people's minds, because for me, I'm all about giving back to people.
That's very good.
You know, so apart from training people as well, I've been more into God's work. I'm a guy who believes that I'm on earth for a purpose and for a reason. So I'm not just here to claim superstar and direct films and just walk away.
But you want to make sure that you use your God-given talents.
Yes, so I'm more into God's work, you know, doing ministrations and teaching people through music and films and the best way I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds very tasking.
Well, it's tasking, but the Bible says He won't give you more than you can bear. So I'm sure God has given me the grace to execute all these things by the grace of God.
Amen.
Amen.
So where do you see the Nigerian entertainment industry in the next 5 years?
Well, I'm seeing growth. And I'm seeing a lot of people falling away in terms of some producers will have to pack in, throw in the towel and go back to start selling beans. Some filmmakers will have to, you know, pull the plug on their stuff because the industry is growing at a fast rate and there's so much advancement in technology. Like people are now working with red cameras, people are shooting on 35mm, people are advancing, shooting full high definition, all right? So people who are not ready to move with that trend will be left behind. And I see that we will improve. Our movies will get better. I'm hoping that we'll get more and better financing for our films. I'm trusting God will do that. But I see a lot of shaking happening, and some producers will cave in and will just pack up their bags and leave. And the younger generation coming up now, they're hungry to work. Look at young guys like Clarence Peters making music videos. The day clients will choose to make films, then people have to pack their bags and go. A guy like Toka, people like, Chesson, who does the videos for the band. I really see the Nigerian movie industry improving, but we have to be careful with the kind of films we do. If we're not careful, it will crash. Yes. Honestly, to me, I think the industry has already crashed to a certain point, but things are picking up again because we are seeing better films like, Figurine, films like EJ, films like, Last Flight to Abuja, movies that like Unwanted Guest, No Jersey, No Match. There are films out there that are really making headway, but honestly, if we with God on our side, hopefully, and better financing and more focused filmmakers who are focused on making good films and not just how to make their money back, then the industry will improve. And if we can control piracy to a large extent, give us more cinemas, and we'll be happier.
Okay, now before you go, your Twitter handle says you are a true Delta Pikin.
Confirm 100%.
So you must speak in Wafi before you leave here.
What me I talk to me as they speak all the kinds of things. Don't worry now. You speak to pidgin English now. The way with that now. I don't matter speak pidgin give you. And also now Wafi boy I'll be speak area.
In Wafi, just advise, like someone wants to be a producer or enter into the movie industry. What should that person know as experienced person as
a movie producer and director that I am, I will advise anybody who wants to come in, know your craft and learn it very well. First, be sure this is what you want to do. See, I studied computer science in school, but today I'm here because I took my certificate because of my parents, and I did pretty good. But I put that aside and then I went to film school. But the fact remains that you need to know your craft and study, get an education as regards your field very, very well. It will help you because people are expanding beyond Nigeria. They're expanding to the point where we want to take our crafts outside Nigeria. And if you're not properly trained and you don't have the talent that you can brush up, then you'll just fall by the wayside. Yes. So make sure you know your craft and be sure you really want to do this. Because if you think of money first,
passion will have to drive you for you to
you'll crash and burn.
Stick in and do the work. Thank you so much for coming.
God bless you. Thank you for having me.
Because you had a very interesting take on a lot of matters.
Trust me on that one. I don't go with the flow.
Thank you. Join us next weekend for all the behind-the-scenes stories on the 2013 Oscars. It's a date.